Yep, I'm sharpening curved shears. I wasn't going to videotape this today, but as I'm sharpening these for a hairstylist, not a groomer, I get a text message with questions about sharpening curved shears from one of my sharpeners that I've trained. And she was watching another sharpener and how he did it, and not saying he's wrong, but I asked her, I said, do you want me to videotape how I'm doing it? So here I am, and I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 curved shears come in from not a groomer, a hairstylist. Christina Carcillo, you might have heard me mention her before. She's like one of my very first customers ever. Very, very talented woman. She is a specialist in cutting curly hair, and she uses a lot of curved shears. I have a lot of the hairstylists I work with that love curved shears. And I think they need to be sharpened a little bit different than for groomers. Typically, I'm putting a sharper, thinner edge on them than I would for groomers, but the technique's the same. So I'm in the middle of this one. I've done the ride line, and I'll show you how I'll do it when I get to the next shear. And I'm using my curve adapter. Now, it's really easier to do your curved shears freehand, but if you do them freehand, you're not sure of the angle. So I do like to at least start with the clamp and get an idea of the angle. I've got this set on 40. 45 might be a better angle for, but 40 is reasonable. Most of these dog grooming curved shears are around 15 or 20 or something like that. I'm setting this in my clamp, and I'm just going to do a scratch test on 40. Now, these are ones I've sharpened before in the past. And it's blunter than the 40. I'm going to stay with the 40, however, and I'm going to switch to something. That was a worn 800. This is a fresh, well, not a fresh, this is a worn 3M 80 micron. It's not the coarsest thing I have, but it's pretty close. Now, my curve adapter, we sell these and make these. I had someone send me a comment trying to make his own. My granddaughter designed these, and a portion of the sales to these go to her college fund. She's starting college in the fall this year. And yeah, I mean, you're welcome to try to make your own, but she went through quite a bit in making these. It has the Velcro, you can change it out. And the reason we use them is because you see these curved shears, it would, if I was using a regular flat plate, it would be touching on the other side, and I don't want it to do that. So I'm going to do a combination of using the clamp and freehanding. So let me show you how I do that. I don't want to go too fast. And I'm pulling it across this area that's not a lot of curve to it. And I'm looking to see if I've got a burr, and I can see it as against this black here. Now, I'll bring it back to about here, and at this point, I'm going to take it off. I'm going to try to match that angle, and I'm bringing it around, and I'm looking for that burr to pop up against the black. When I don't see it pop up, I'll go back. I don't want to go blunter. So if I don't see the burr pop up, I'll go back over it. Ooh, got a little warm there. Yes. Got a burr all the way down, and I didn't take too much off the tip. So now, I may want to switch to the worn 800, make it a little smoother. And I've kind of got an idea what my angle is. And see, it's almost impossible to get that curved shape on using the clamp all the way. I mean, I have used the clamp all the way in the past, and it really won't mess up the shears, but you get a better approximation of the actual shape of the blade. So now this is the easier one to do, coloring in the edge so I can see what's going on. And I'm just going to use, I use a cushion plate on this. Now I know I've got to change the angle. Might have to go to a worn 600. Because we decided the angle I sharpened them at last time. Last time I sharpened these, I think I was the last one to sharpen them. I know she cheated on me and used another sharpener. And I told her, I said, if you cheat on me again, I'm not sharpening for you. So she sent all these shears to me. I got 20 of them in the mail, just jumbled up in a bag. See, I'm not seeing a burr pop up. No, I don't have a burr there. I'm not worrying about the rest of the blade. I'm just kind of trying to get my burr here. I'm seeing a burr coming up now. Got it there. I have to go to something coarser. I don't want to do that. Okay, I've got a little bit of a burr. And when I get to right here where it starts to curve, I'm going to take this off. Try to follow that same angle. Some people are much better at doing this than I am. I don't have a real steady hand. I think I'm going too... I want to follow that angle around and get to my tip. Let's see if I've got a burr. No, I didn't think I had one back here. Try to follow that angle. This is sort of the same way you would sharpen knives freehand. No, no burr. Got a burr to here, but none from here to here. And you can see that burr. I know you can't on the video, but against the black, I can see the white burr popping up. Don't want it to get too hot, so my finger on here will help with that. Oh, I see the burr, I see the burr. Yes, I have it all the way down. Now, the easiest way, and this is a 600. I could go down to the worn 800. I could even polish it if I wanted to. I'm going to do a little bit of rocking, a little bit of convexing. Yes, Misty?
I was making noises so I didn't scare you and everybody laugh at you. I need the IT department on the phone, please.
Ah. This is an answer to one of my other... Oh, never mind.
Just come right back. You can edit this
I'll be
part
right
out.
back. I'll edit this out. I'm back. That was Clayton on the phone. You may have seen him on some previous videos. And had his first day out sharpening, and he sold a shear, and he sharpened, I think he said 5 pairs. So he thought that wasn't too bad for his first day out. Now let's see, make sure which blade I'm working on. I think this is pretty good. Let me just go ahead and put this together and cut the burr off. Now, the person that asked me to shoot this video, she had seen the one with Jeff Andrews where he uses what he calls a fuzzy stick for knocking the burr off the inside of these curve shears. And she wanted to know what that was. And it is, I made one around here because I was interested in what it was too. He takes a wooden stick and he puts the female part, the smooth part of Velcro on it, and he uses that to wipe off the burr. Well, I use a nail buffer. I like it better. It's smoother. It's it will curve. See, it'll curve and hit the curve on the blade better than the fuzzy stick. But there is more than one way of sharpening a shear in the details. In the overall system, no, there's not one. There is only one way. And the one way is to create a burr, remove a burr, create a burr, remove a burr. And without the burr, nothing happens. And the burr is the little bit of metal that pushes over, in case you're new to this industry. So I'm going to cut off my burr. I'll do a little cut, a little bit more cut. And you can, I don't know if you can see, there's a little, looks like a hair right there. And I'm bouncing it. That's the burr. Now I'm going to go over the inside with my nail buffer. Then and then smooth side, in case there's any burr left behind. I don't go over it with the Arcone. You'll see me use the Arcone on the neck shears at this point, because it's too easy to knock off my nice sharp edge. And I'm going to go over the outside with my nail buffer in case I've put any burr on the outside. You create a burr, and then the burr must be gone. I wonder what things in life would equate to that you have to create and then destroy it to make it work. Might be something interesting. She had some kind of gooky something on this blade. I don't know what she spilt on it. I know she doesn't use relaxers or anything. She's a curly hair specialist, but all her clients keep their curly hair. Now I'm going to cut on my paper towel again. I don't know why I did that. I should have just gone to my toilet paper. This is this really cheap, thin toilet tissue. Cuts pretty good dry. Let's see how it cuts wet. Where's my water bottle? Cuts good wet. Double checking that tip. Then I might want to check some hair. And I'm cutting good. And then I might want to flip it this way. Sometimes they'll cut one way and not the other. Looks good. So that one's done. Let me start another one from the beginning so you can follow me on it. Now hairstylists, what's interesting about them is sometimes they'll have little short curve shears, and this is one of them. This is one we designed specifically for her. We may come out with them one day for others. See, it doesn't cut wet. So we need to improve these. And they're adjusted right, so it's not in the adjustment. I don't always take the curved shears apart. I do on some of these nicer ones that I want to make sure everything's clean inside here. It's interesting, they're all well oiled, so she's taking care of her shears, which is something I couldn't say she did in the past. I don't know whether she's doing a better job of it or she has an assistant that does this. For a long time, her mother was her assistant. And her mother passed away a few years ago, but I knew her mother before I met Christina. And I sharpened for her mother. Her mother is a hairstylist, very good hairstylist. And when Christina got out of high school, she wanted to become a hairstylist. She had worked in her mom's shop and knew what it was about. And her mother said, no, you're not doing what I did. And she went off to college and became an accountant. And after she got her degree, she wasn't happy. So she paid her own way back to cosmetology school. She went to the best cosmetology school in all of Georgia, which at the time was Capelli School. They're no longer around. And that's where we met Christina. And she was a dedicated student from day one. Okay, now this is my Arcone. Forgot the name of it. This is my Arcone. It looks like this. I've broken it. It comes in 3,000 grit, or is this 2,000 and 1,000? I can't remember the number, but this is the finest one. and I'm dipping it in water. And I'm following on the inside here, I'm doing flat, right underneath the pivot. And then where this is arced or concave, I'm using it to go along the edge. And just very, very gentle. And I'm looking to see if my red is removed. I'm ever so slightly in my mind thinking about it touching on the cutting edge and not just flat down on there. So now I can already tell there's going to be a little problem at the tip. Like I said, I don't know if I was the last one to sharpen these. They've been sharpened at least once, or the other person. And now I'm on the convex side of my arc hone. And these are Japanese stones. They're actually made by Nanawa. They were designed for doing the little bonsai trees, but they work really well for this. Now, I'm not putting it back into water. I soaked it in water to begin with. I'm leaving it out. I don't want to leave it in water too long. Now, this is the blade that's more of a problem because it touches on the other side. This is the easy blade. Once again, I'm going to use my clamp to get it started so that I have an idea what angle I want it at. And I'm just going to keep them all on 40. I think 40 is a good angle. Sometimes it's hard to see right where your blade ends. If you have problems with that, you can put a little mark here. See, I don't think you're going to be able to see it, but once again, I'm going to be looking for the burr to show up as I pull off. And I can go a little further on these little short shears than I did on the other ones. I got a burr, but it's teensy. And I can rock them if I want to try to, because these are convex. I can do a little bit of rocking if I want to. And at this point, yeah, it's looking pretty good. It's much easier to convex this blade than it is the other blade. Looking to see if I have a burr. I don't have a burr like from here to here, but I still start back here so I can have a consistent angle. And I'm rocking it, rocking it, rocking it. Got that nose down, but not lifting up too overly. That looks pretty good. I'm going to do a little bit of convexing. That was with the worn 800, so I'm going to leave it there. If you notice, I'm not even polishing these. She kind of cuts with these, but it's not the slide cutting where you just keep the shears and don't move them. When she slide cuts, she does a little bit of walking of them. So same thing here. This is my curve adapter. I've got the worn 800. Kind of hard to see where my blade ends. I think I got my pad on a little crooked. I got a lot of wobble than I normally would like. but I'm trying to convex it. A little easier to convex these little shorter shears than it is the longer ones. And I'm bringing this around. I might just need to bring it straight and not try to convex it, because I'm looking at that tip. Looks like there's a problem with it. Yeah, it's like a little camel hump. I think my friend Jeff calls it banana shape. Have my burr here, no burr from there to there. Let's go with something coarser. See if I can get that burr. Kind of follow that same angle. Definitely have a burr. I've got a little bit of a wave there I don't like. I think I changed my angle a little bit as I pulled across. You don't want a wavy thing. Up. Helps put the pad on straight, doesn't it? Crooked, crooked. I think it's still crooked. I think that looks pretty good. Let's put it together, cut the burr off, smooth it with my nail buffer, and hopefully it'll cut wet tissue now. So when I tighten it, I don't close it, but I want to see if it feels like it's about like the right adjustment. Then I'm going to bring a paper towel, little cut, little more cut, looks like that tip's not coming together. I can see the little bit of the burr that's popped off that's there at the tip. Let's smooth it with a nail buffer. Always make sure you're on the right side. Can't tell you how many times I've accidentally grabbed the wrong side. Okay, that feels smooth. Tip is a teeny tiny gap. So I could either shorten it, trim the bumper, or the easiest thing to do is going to be to bend the handles. Another sip of coffee. 2 cups of coffee on a day on freehanding, not a good idea. Normally I pop these insert rings out because I don't want a false reading, but I couldn't get that one to move. And curved shears are almost always able to bend the handles easily. That feels good. Might want to round off that tip. Feels scratchy. Feels good. All right. Oh, those feel nice and smooth. See if they're adjusted right. Clean them off with alcohol, and then I'm going to test my wet tissue. Get all the red off. Now, Christina will think I bled on her scissors, which one time I did. I was in her salon sharpening and cut myself. I'll show you some videos of what it looks like when I'm at her place sharpening. She has me in the break room in the behind and by the microwave, and the light keeps going off in there. I much rather sharpen here. All right, so dry tissue looks good. Let's see how wet does. I thought that tip pulled a little bit. Not that good. Let's try it. A little more nail buffer. Always do the simplest things first if they're not right. Another click to tighten them. Yep, nail buffer, magic nail buffer. Let's try it on a little bit of hair. And I'm flipping them over, because these are called flippers, so they can cut. Most of the time when she's cutting like this into the hair. Cut really good that way. And Christina, most of the time she holds her shears like this, and she's cutting like this into the curly hair, or she may be holding them like that to cut. And I think she's going to be really happy with these. Hope this was helpful in sharpening curved shears for hairstylists. Might be a little different than for groomers. And I have 3 more to do, and I won't bore you with watching me do them. But if you want to see other videos, I have lots and lots of them. And I'll try to put a link on here where you can watch a video of me doing curved shears for a dog groomer, which basically the same thing. There might be a little bit of differences. I find the dog grooming shears are more likely to be out of alignment because they fell on the floor and the dogs, tried to wiggled and kicked them off the table. Also, I'm finding dog grooming shears tend to be cheaper, the curved shears for dog groomers, and you run into more problems. But you don't have to make them as sharp or as smooth as the ones for hairstylists in general. Now, all of these are generalities, but hope you enjoy sharpening. I hope this was helpful to you. And I do training online and in person, and the person that asked me to shoot this video, you might want to put a little comment of thanks if this was helpful to you, to her and to me. Well, you don't have to say to me, but yeah, I wasn't going to shoot a video today, but got too much to do. But this is, and I've said enough here, so let me just shut up.